What happens is that you just, like kids who like if you make them pasta with the different size, they're gonna like not eat it because they want exactly what they want. And
Mm-hmm.
like, the moment, okay. So that's how you change, where you're like, okay, hold on. Why don't I think about it? Like I don't have to not give a chance. Like when I was in my early 20s, I would never think about like fucking a 30 plus. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
It was just like something I never thought about, right? And then I'm like, oh, wait a minute. Well, I don't have to exclude that. Like, I don't have to rule that out, right? So I think that's what happens. Like, you get older and then you're like, okay, life forces you to say, well, let's think about it. And then you think about it and you realize, oh, that's not too bad. You know what I mean? But I don't think your taste actually change themselves. It's just that you are developing, you're thinking more about that.
Your
And so
standards lower.
see, I don't think about it. I don't think, definitely not for me. It's more that you're forced to think more about it, and then you, instead of like being dismissive, you actually give it a serious thought about what would it be, if you did X or Y.
I mean, that's definitely a possibility.
Like you always had sort of like the potential to be attracted to all this stuff, but the thing is, there are other social things that make you think about, oh, hold on, I'm 36. Wait, do I really want to go up to a 20-year-old and like proposition her? That sounds weird. So you're like, okay, well, I should probably like talk to a 30-year-old. Okay, I mean, I'm attracted, they're super hot, right? So you know what I mean? Like social things make you, I think, focus on different kind of groups of people, and then you realize that it wasn't so bad to begin with. You just never thought about it. That's the way I
and it might feel weird if you go after the young person anyway, so that overrides the youthful attractiveness.
You see, that's where I think you're wrong when it comes to me too. When I've been a wingman for my friends, I've gone and I've flirted with younger people to bring them back to the group and all that kind of stuff. So I don't feel weird when it comes to that stuff either. If they're appealing enough for the group, then I'm like, okay, sure, whatever.
Well, yeah, of course. Also, it's easier to convince young people to do that.
Right? We've got free drinks. You guys want some?
Yeah, they're in party mode.
Yeah, they're in. We're broke. We're studying. We need free drinks from whoever's offering.
And then, at that age, up to a certain point, older can be attractive, depending on how young they are.
Mm-hmm.
Because, like, okay, if you take like 18, 19, 20, if you're talking about like that range, the guys that are around are super immature and kind of boyish, which they might be into and attracted to. But if they're attracted to like men, they might be like, oh, I like 30-year-olds because they're men, whereas the guys I'm around are boys. So like you coming up to them and like that, it's not creepy until you're at a certain age. Like it's creepy, I feel like it gets creepy. It gets creepy by default once it's like, I don't know. I think it gets creepy at around, if you're 40 and going up to like 20-year-old, it's creepy. But yeah, I guess the 10-year gap that we were talking about earlier is pretty decent for that. Maybe 15.
Yeah, but I think it also comes down to how you look. Like if you're a 40-year-old and you look 40-year-old, or
sure, of course.
Yeah, because I mean, if you look young for someone who's like 50, and I mean, it doesn't look like you're.
Oh yeah, no, there's plenty of girls that still want to fuck George Clooney. Granted, once you inject the celebrity status into it, it changes.
Yeah, it changes. But, yeah, of course.
But even then, I feel like old women, it's still different. Like there's plenty of celebrities I'm sure I would have thought were super hot back in the day. But if they're like, 60, 70 years old, I'd be like, no, I don't think they're hot anymore.
Okay.
I think it's more likely for, women to be like, oh yeah, George Clooney's still fuckable.
I don't think he is. This is gross. But
did you always think that?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Like
I personally think Jennifer Aniston is fucking hideous as fuck.
I don't like her at all. I actually,
So
I don't like her
I
at all.
think
Oh,
there's
thank you.
there's a
Somebody out there actually agrees with me.
well, there's a saying in Italian which is like the donkey's beauty or something, as in like people who are hot just because they're young, basically, right? And I think that's Jennifer Aniston for you. Like,
Yep.
you know, when she's super hot and young and you know like all, then she's like, okay, yeah, hot. But then like if you think about her, it's like no, not really.
It was the youthfulness that made
Yeah.
me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, because I always got
Well-
shit on for my opinion. I thought of the Friends cast, Lisa Kudrow was the best looking.
Oh, but see, that's the
shit on
thing.
me for that.
Yeah, I have to confess actually that's one of the things because I actually hate the show. But the one thing that is significant,
we're fucking brothers. I fucking hate that show too.
oh, it's
Oh yeah, no, I think the show's pretty awful. Yeah.
But anyway, point is, it's important to me because yeah, I went through this like processing of female beauty through it. It was very interesting because yeah, when I was a kid, right in the late 90s, whatever, when that started, I thought, oh yeah, duh, Jennifer Aniston is hot, and the other two are old and weird. That's how I perceived that, and I was like,
you were supposed to think Jennifer.
Because I was like 12 or 13 or whatever, 15, right? And then I'm like, shit. Now I look back to it, it's like, no, hold on. Jennifer Aniston is okay, but it's just like a rando, yeah, kind of like, you know, diva. But the other two are way more like well put together at the end of the day. And yes, and Lisa Kudrow, who I was thinking she was not even supposed to be hot. Like my perception,
the character isn't.
Right. Well, okay, but what's the name of the other one, the other actress, the
Courtney Cox.
Yeah, Courtney Cox. Like I thought she was supposed to be hot, but I didn't find her hot, right? Because I felt okay, old, you know, whatever. And then I thought that in the show the other one wasn't even supposed to, that nobody would consider her hot, basically, right? That's what I thought. And then now I realize what the fuck was I thinking about? She's really hot. So yeah.
Well, it's because the character's like goofy, she's a weirdo, hippie,
yeah. But it's so interesting because it's really like a snapshot of how I've like rethought, you know, perception of attractiveness. It's
no, I think I was similar though. Like when I was very young, I kind of thought the same way. Like, yeah, of course Phoebe's not hot. And then later on, I'm like, oh no, if I had to pick one, it'd probably
no, absolutely. Yeah, right now it would be like 100%. Yeah, 100%. I would be her, and if not, Courtney Cox, and you know, if I must freaking, you know, give a facial to Jennifer Aniston, I'll do.
But also, I'll tell you this, you know, it's very strange. She has seemed like if you see her in those ads for I don't know what it is, makeup or something. She always looks sad now, Jennifer Aniston.
Yeah, she's a bit.
She looks so sad.
Yeah,
like just perpetually depressed. And you know, she might not be, but maybe it's I don't know whatever she did to her face just makes her look that way.
Yeah.
Or maybe it's that you know you're realizing my stock was basically in being young.
Yeah,
and that's why people gave a fuck about me. I was young and hot. That's what's got to be depressing because you're not forced to really develop much of anything if you're young and hot.
But also because and also maybe this is a detail, but I think the hot thing she had is her lip. I don't know if you know what I'm talking about, but she does a specific thing with biting her lip, sort of, which is really hot, and I think she's completely lost that after getting older. Yeah, so.
I can see that.
Anyway, that was a detail.
I don't see that. I have to admit.
Okay, let me find the picture and then I'll freaking
listen. To my knowledge, she's always been repulsive to me. That whole entire cast have been repulsive to me. I watched that show once in my once,
this is the guy that says 90%.
Yes, but she's in that category of repulsive.
Yeah. He's in the that cast is in the 10%. You psycho. Where do you live?
You don't understand. There is something about that
cast. Even though I don't find at least two of them attractive of the three. I mean, even then, within the real world, if we're talking about, would I be open to like if they hit on me, I'd be super into it. But we're talking about like celebrity hot in terms of if I'm gonna be like ooh, that celebrity's hot, I have to feel very. If I have to say, oh, I would go on a date with her or fuck her, that bar is very low. But these girls are in the top. I don't know what percent of attractiveness of just humans.
No, man, I have to disagree, man. They are gross to me. Like,
you're a nut.
No, I am telling you, they are repulsive.
Okay, so then who that we would know is top tier for you?
Top tier? Well, I can't really say top tier, but I like Lucy Liu. I find she's
what's funny is I like Asians and I don't even think she's hot.
Lucy, you really don't think
she's not. No, she's not.
Okay, well then we have different viewpoints.
Very different tastes.
Yeah. But the thing is, I don't actually find that many celebrities attractive due to the fact that they wear a shit ton of makeup, and I like au natural girls. I like girls who don't have to wear makeup all that much and look good.
I'm not saying you have a crush on them. We're talking about.
I'm just saying in general, like it's not appealing to me too much makeup.
Sure, but we're talking about like, okay, appearance wise, what we're trying to get a vibe for your style. Not that it doesn't. There's a lot of variation, blah blah blah. But I'm saying, okay, we're trying to get an idea of physically your type, not again, physically. Blah blah blah. I think types are kind of bullshit anyway, but. Yeah. You know what I mean. If you don't think these women are attractive, what is your? If you could point to a celebrity to say physically, I think they're hot.
Okay. Do you know Kate Beckinsale from Underworld? Yeah. I like her. Her physically in the first movie.
I can see that.
Is appealing. Yeah. Who else?
That makes sense.
Nikita. The girl who plays Nikita, I think her name is Jennifer Garner. Garner, maybe. She married not Brad Pitt.
Jennifer Barner.
Not Barner. Garner. She married what's his face?
Okay, hold on. I need to look at her first. Okay, I don't want to hear.
What's his name? The guy.
She's kind of weird.
Ben Affleck.
Ben Affleck. Yeah.
Yeah, I never thought she was that great, but I mean, again, like all of this stuff is under the so all of these people that we're talking about, let's just assume I would fuck them. I'm talking about it in the context of
they're definitely fuckable. Yeah,
right. I would fuck all of them, but we're talking about like what we prefer, blah blah blah.
Yeah,
not like for a celebrity standard.
No, here's the thing, right? I would fuck him, but I would not like be mesmerized by the way they look. That's the thing.
Right. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
For the way they look. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying too.
Okay, so if you want like women who I find super appealing and 100% to my taste. If you've ever heard of the show Girlfriend or Girlfriends, have you ever heard of it?
No, but it doesn't matter. Just tell us.
That cast, their whole entire cast is 100% my liking. Girlfriends. I think it's Girlfriends. Yeah. I have their DVDs somewhere.
Okay, just because they're black.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is so insensitive.
No, but look, hey, I named Lucy Liu. I named Jennifer Garner, and I'm showing they're appealing.
Because, wow, yeah, no, I mean, I have found black chicks attractive before, but none of these are doing it for me. I liked, it was kind of weird. Maybe that one. That one, yeah.
Okay, hold on. I want to. Okay, so first one, Jill Mary Jones. Let's see. Do I like her?
I don't know their names. No. I just know them on the show.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, okay. Yeah. I definitely would not fall for her, but I do think she's.
I kind of liked. And it was weird because in the beginning of the show she was way too young, but I kind of liked Ashley from Fresh Prince.
I'm not sure about
that. Yeah. She's the hippie one on the show, I believe. Yeah.
So I
like the smart one, the young daughter.
Yeah.
I have a thing about
Tatiana Ali is her name. Just look
about black girls. Honestly, what really is to me just completely amazing is when they're very kind of like thin and like very